I wanted to just give a little, I guess, info video on class 3, your first computer lab. I did talk a little bit about this at the end of class 2, but just as you get ready for class 3, just to clarify what you can work on during the lab. And certainly if you have any questions, please reach out and let me know. But really, I say to students that the computer labs are opportunities where you can be working on kind of one of 3 things. Certainly the first thing you could work on is your portfolio, your website. You have a 3.5-hour lab. You've got a lab proctor. Her name is Rachel, there to kind of assist if you get stuck on any of the steps, or if you have any questions. She'll also kind of go in and highlight some of the challenges that she may be getting feedback from students and showing you some tips and tricks. But the first thing is that ePortfolio. Where you should be at this point with that ePortfolio is I'm on my Moodle INTI 125. I'm just going to go click on assignments. And under that ePortfolio, there's like an info page, and that's this assignment student ePortfolio project. If you click on that, you should be working your way through tutorial 1. Okay, so one goal you could have is by the end of the lab on Thursday, you're done tutorial 1. If you're not done tutorial 1, that's okay. The website is due at the end of the entire course. It just means you have to kind of get caught up to make sure you're on target. Tutorial 2 will be released later this week, and I'm hoping tutorial 3 and 4 will be released early next week. And that gives you an opportunity to work ahead. If you're having success with your website, you could work ahead and get all of your website done outside of the computer labs. You don't have to just work on it. In fact, I encourage you to work on it outside the computer labs as well. Use the computer labs as a place where you can go and maybe work and get some support from Rachel if you need. So that's the first area or item that you could work on in the computer lab. Second one are the technology blogs. You have 8 posts, and you have 4 computer labs. So whether you work on it outside the lab or inside the lab, I do encourage you to kind of, by the end of this week, have a couple of your posts done, or at least mostly done. And then each week, make sure you add a few more so that by the time you're done the 5-week semester, all of your posts are done. If you complete a post and you have some questions about, whether you're on the right track, or please don't, hesitate to send us your post and say, can you take a look, give us some feedback. We're happy to give you feedback before you kind of submit them all at the end of the semester, and now they're graded. Okay. So there's 2 different activities you can do in the computer lab, as well as at any point outside the lab. The last kind of thing to work on during the labs, and this is one of the main ones that I do encourage students to use that lab time for, is the SimNet labs. And Rachel will introduce these to you if you haven't seen them. I just clicked on that little SimNet lab project launcher. It's going to open up into this screen. Click on the SimNet button. If you do get a message asking you if you want to use a guest access code, just click the guest access code for now. Once we have all of your access codes activated, you won't get that message and you'll go straight in. So this is basically the SimNet labs. You don't have to do all of these. We've put Computer Lab 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of in place just to keep it organized. So for example, Computer Lab 1, what we're going to be grading is just the complete activity. So where it says complete, and then it has Word 2019 Skills Approach, Chapter 1, Fix It. That's the project that we're going to be grading. If you're new to Word, you can go in and do a pre-lesson, and that'll walk you through how to do the various activities that are going to be in this project. It'll also show you how to do it. It'll guide you and give you tips of, where you went astray. And Rachel will walk through what these lessons look like in the lab. But you can certainly go through the lesson as many times as you need to. We also put in a quiz if you want to challenge yourself to a quiz. Quiz is not graded. It's just a way to capture, do you understand this lesson? So if you do the quiz right at the very beginning and you get 85% or higher, you probably have a comfortable level of knowledge of the lesson, and you could go right to the project. If you do the quiz and you're at like 50% or less, then you may want to go in and work on the lesson a bit, and then you could redo the quiz. And that just kind of tells you when you're ready to kind of go in and work on the project. Okay. All of these other extra projects, tutorial projects, all of these things, these are just additional activities that you can do to help you. We'll certainly learn more about Word and Excel, and I even have some PowerPoint projects in there. So those are things that you can access well after the course as well. Just pop in and continue to learn these tools. But you can also do some practice projects. And then when you're comfortable with these projects, move on to your formal project. The nice thing with these practice projects is when you submit them, it'll give you kind of a detailed feedback on, what you got right and maybe what you need to go back and review. So that can be helpful when you're doing your other projects. Okay. And all of these, of course, are extracurricular or extra optional activities that you can work on. Okay, so that's the little bit about SimNet. Again, I have students that in the past that will work on all three of these activities during the lab. They'll work on the one that they feel they have the most difficulty with, so that they have kind of like a live direct feed into Rachel or Proctor for support. Okay, so enjoy Lab 1, and we will enjoy working through these activities with you, and reach out if you have any questions. Thanks, crew.